Welcome, dear learners. So today we are with the second day of our training session of capacity building amongst the primary teachers, which focuses on English as a medium of instruction in classes 1 and 2. And now we will discuss about the 4 blocks model of a language, which is oral language, word recognition, reading and writing. So oral language development will include picture conversations. That means you will give them some pictures and they will try to make sentences after reading the picture. Then some sharing experiences, like what did you do? Did you share your food with somebody? They'll share their experience of the weekend. Then storytelling, it can be role play. We also did a role play, which you can see how we did a role play and enact various other situations of role play in the classroom. Then word recognition, which means the phonological awareness amongst, like, initially we have learned that there are only 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and the rest are 24 consonants. But we have to make out that there are 20 vowel sounds, which is short vowels, long vowels and diphthongs. So we have to give that end to the old terminology of 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U. No, there are 20 vowel sounds. 20 vowel sounds and remaining are the consonants. So letter recognition is there. Then we have to tell them about the phonics, how to deal with the phonics, like A sounds A. C-A-T, cat, was the old method of teaching. Now it's K-A-T, cat. C sounds K. A sounds A. T sounds T. So K-A-T, cat. R-A-T, rat, was the old method of studying. Now it is R sounds R, A sounds A, T sounds T, R, A, T, rat, cat. So the phonic sounds: A sounds A, B sounds B, C sounds K, D sounds D, E sounds E, F sounds F. This is how we have to teach them in the class. We have to start from the roots. We have to start from the basic, so that teaching learning process is very effective and proper learning goes in the classroom. And this is how we have to teach them about the 20 vowel sounds. After starting the phonics, we have to also deal with the 20 vowel sounds, and also we have to tell them about the 24 consonants, like everything apart from these: B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z or Z. These are all consonants. These are all consonants, and vowels A, E, I, O, U and 20 vowel sounds. Alright, so this is what you have to keep it in your mind, that there are 20 vowel sounds and 24 consonants. Now reading part, they have to start reading aloud. They have to start reading loudly. So first what you can do, first you read and then ask them to repeat. They can share with each other and then do the reading, and they can read after the instruction that is being given to do. And after that, when you think that they have started gaining some kind of knowledge, tell them to read independently, separately. Then will be the writing part, which is what they have to do. They can share the writing, they can see each other's work and write. They can write after you are guiding them, after you've given them the spellings, after you're writing it on the board, they are noting it down from the board. And also you can give them a chance to write independently on very short topics. So this is what is the 4 blocks model of a language: oral language development, word recognition, reading and writing. So now we will focus on the parts of speech, which is very, very important. The basics of English language, of which parts the speech is made up of various parts. So that is what we will now be covering. So there are 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection and adverbs. Like, for example, noun, name of a person, place, animal or thing. I am Rakhi. Rakhi is my name. Rakhi is a name. So Rakhi is noun. I live in Kullu. Kullu is name of a place. Kullu is also noun. The dog is barking. Dog, name of an animal. So dog is a noun. Then it is a ring. This is a ring. Name of a thing or name of an ornament. So this is a ring, name of a thing. Then comes the pronoun. Every time if I have to use the same sentence, Rakhi is an English teacher, Rakhi goes to school, Rakhi wakes up early in the morning, Rakhi does her work, how boring and monotonous it is. लगता है ना बार बार एक ही नाम से. So noun को जब हम replace कर सकते हैं pronoun से, जैसे for example if it is a girl, so we will use she, her for it. If it is a boy, we will use he, him, his for him. And if it is a non-living thing or an animal, we will use it for it. For example, Rakhi is a teacher. Rakhi goes to school. Rakhi is a teacher. She goes to school. She teaches English. She lives in Kullu. So repetition is not taking place and also it is sounding good. Now verb. Now verb is what? Doing any kind of an action. Like what am I doing? I am walking. What did I do? I sat down. Stand up. What am I doing? Eating. What am I doing? Drinking. So these action words, eat, sleep, drink, we can do it in the class through activity ways. We can also, they will also love to jump. If you say, what am I doing? Jump. Jumping. Tell them to also jump. See how active they will be and how nicely they will enjoy this process. Tell them to jump, they will jump. So this is also an action. So doing any kind of action, sit, stand, jump, run, eat, sleep, these are all verbs. So you can explain verbs in this way. Adjective. Now when you are telling that she is beautiful, you are describing the quality of a noun. You are telling them that how is she? How is that girl? She is beautiful. So you are describing the girl, so you are describing the noun, like Vanya is beautiful. Name of a girl, Vanya. So you are describing the noun. How is the noun? Noun is Vanya, and how is she? Beautiful. So beautiful is the adjective because you are describing the noun. You can also take examples in the class, like somebody is smart, somebody is intelligent. You can take some examples, but yes, we should not be very blunt. We shouldn't be bad. We shouldn't speak anything related to somebody's complexion, somebody's height, weight. No, it can be annoying also, and the children might feel bad. So good examples can also always be taken, and there is good in everybody. We just have to see it from our eyes. So we can take examples, we can take the names, so they will feel connected, then they will be attentive, and they will also want to listen to it. So there are so many topics in which you can involve the names of the students in the class, in any topic, not in the same topic. Then adverb, for example, the dog barked. Now adverb means which is adding meaning to a verb, which is adding more and more meaning to a verb. Verb, add, adverb, A-double-D, add plus verb. However, this is just a way of making you understand the spelling of adverb is A-D-V-E-R-B, adding meaning to a verb. So the dog barked, this is a verb, and how did he bark? Loudly. So loudly is the adverb. The dog barked loudly. So in this part of speech, there is a noun, dog, there is a verb, barked, and there is, how is the dog barking? Loudly. So loudly is the adverb. Now prepositions. I am going to Manali. Going to. If I am going towards a particular direction, I will use to. I came from Kullu. I came from Kullu. मैं कहीं से आई, मैं कहीं को जा रही हूँ. जब मैं किसी तरफ को जा रही हूँ, to. जब मैं कहीं से आ रही हूँ, from. I came from Manali. I am going to Kullu. मैं वहां को जा रही हूँ. Then is this for me? क्या ये मेरे लिए है? This pouch is for you. This is for you. For. देखिए. Now to, for, in. This is a pouch. The duster is in the pouch. It is in the pouch, inside the pouch. So this in is also a preposition, inside the pouch. The duster is in the pouch. So this is also a preposition telling the position of the object, in. Salt. Do you like salt or sugar? Or sugar? Black and white. And when we join two words or two or more sentences with a particular word, and that joining word is known as a conjunction. Junction means joining of two or more words or sentences. Junction, joining. So would you like to have tea or coffee? आप क्या लेना चाहेंगे? चाय या कॉफी? ये जो या है that is conjunction or, because ये चाय और कॉफी को join कर रहा है. Or would you like to have tea or coffee? Black and white. And last but not least, the eighth part of speech, which is interjection, means जब आप अपने भावनाओं को, अपने इमोशंस को वर्ड्स के थ्रू एक्सप्रेस करते हैं, उन्हें हम इंटरजेक्शन कहते हैं. जैसे कि हुरे, I won the match. मतलब ये जो हुरे वर्ड है, उससे आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि कुछ बहुत ही अच्छा हुआ है. हुरे, I won the match. Wow, what a beautiful weather. When you say this word wow, from that you can make out that something very fantastic is there or something very nice is there. So wow, what a wonderful weather. Wow, what a lovely dress. My leg is paining. मतलब मैंने ऐसे बोला जिस तरह से मुझे समझ आ रहा है कि कोई दर्द है. मतलब word, these are such words which expresses the meaning. So I hope these parts of speech are clear to you. Just recapitulate before we forget it. Now there are 8 parts of speech: noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, prepositions, conjunctions and interjections. Good morning, children. How are you all?
Good morning, ma'am. We are fine. What about you?
I'm also good. And how was your weekend?
Fine, ma'am. And how was yours?
It was great. What did you do in your weekend?
Ma'am, I played, I did my homework and I surfed my internet. What did you do?
Okay, that is great. So what did you surf in the internet?
Ma'am, I surfed art and craft.
Okay, and I was busy with my household work and I also surfed the internet. Alright, so beta, today we will start with the topic, but do you want to recapitulate the old topic?
Yes, ma'am. Can you explain me the parts of speech?
Of course I will. I will explain you the parts of speech. Alright, so dear learners, this is how we can do a role play method. Like this is a role play which I tried to make you understand that how we can use a role play method in the classrooms to make them understand certain things. This was one situation. It can be any situation which you can do in the class through a role play method, and children will enjoy because you will be giving them some characters and they will be doing that character. So dear learners, there's an important topic in English which should not be neglected, and that is figures of speech. It greatly adds a lot of meaning. These are such words, these are such sentences which adds a lot of meaning in the English language and the writing skills. For example, there are many figure of speeches, maybe 15 to 20, but we'll discuss the most used ones in the video today. So simile. Simile is like Riya is as bright as the sun, means you are comparing the person to the sun, and the words like as can be used, like can be used. She is as bright as the sun. She is as beautiful like a rose. So words like as and like are used when you are referring to a simile. So this kind of a speech is known as simile. Metaphor. Metaphor is like when you are doing the comparison, but when you are not using the words like as or like that. Raghav is a tiger means he is as bold and as brave as a tiger. But had you used the sentence Raghav is as bold as a tiger, it would be a simile. But when you're directly mentioning that Raghav is a tiger, means it's an example of metaphor. Then we have personification. When we give human-like character or we give human-like features to a non-living thing, then it is known as personification. For example, the wind whispered in my ear. Now, wind is not a living object, is it? No, it is not. But still we are giving a person-like character to the wind. And what did the wind do? The wind whispered in my ears. This kind of a language is mostly used in the in the poetic languages. Then we have irony, means what you say is just the opposite of what you mean. So whatever you're telling is opposite of what you are meaning. Like for example, your hands are as clean as mud. Means they are very dirty, but you're not using the word dirty. You're trying to use an irony that your hands are as clean as mud. Then we have alliteration, which is repetition of the same sound in the coming words, like Sally sold some seashells. Sally sold, sir, sound of sir, some, sir, see, sir. So repetition of the same sound in order to bring or put emphasis on that particular word. Now we have pun, means again a bicycle can't stand on its own because it is too tired, trying to make fun of it, trying to mock on it. A bicycle can't stand on its own because it is too tired. We cannot make it stand because we have to give it a stand, right? We cannot make just keep it like this and it'll stand. We have to give it a support by using the stand at the bottom. So that is a kind of mocking. Then we have repetition, means when we have to put emphasis on a particular word, we repeat those words like time after time, hand in hand, home sweet home, means you are putting a lot of emphasis and importance to the word home. Home sweet home. Time after time, again emphasis being put on time, emphasis being put on time. Hand in hand, emphasis being put on hand in hand. So these are the most commonly used figure of speech, which I think you all should also know and try to use it in your daily vocabulary, daily sentences, so that it becomes clear for you, and in the coming times when the children grow up, they will also understand and they'll be able to relate and get a better understanding of the language. So the curricular expectations at the end, what are we to expect from our children? Of course, we will be following the NCERT syllabus, and at the same time, what are we expected to get from the children, or what can we expect from the children? At the end, they should acquire the skills of listening, speaking, reading, writing, and thinking in English. They should know what are the skills, how they can think in English, how they can, listen, read, speak in English. Then develop interpersonal communications, means interpersonal means taking place between two. Intra is within yourself means thinking part. Inter means when they are talking, two people are talking to each other. So they should develop that interpersonal communication skills between two. Two children should be able to speak in English between themselves. Third point, they should attain basic proficiency like able to express oneself orally as well as write meaningfully in English. So they should have this proficiency not only to express themselves orally but also to write sentences in English in a meaningful method. Now, number 4 or the next point, they should be able to interpret. Interpret means understand and comprehend instructions and respond meaningfully both orally and written. So whatever instructions are being given to them, they should be able to understand and comprehend. What instructions have been given to them in English, they should be able to understand and comprehend them and act meaningfully both orally as well as written. Like if I tell them that write a sentence or write an essay, write 5 lines on a dog, so they should be able to make out that they have to write an essay on dog. Dog is a pet animal. It has 2 ears, it has 2 eyes, 4 legs. It is a very faithful animal, so they should be able to write meaningfully even apart from speaking orally. Number 5, they should acquire varied range of vocabulary. Means we should keep on giving them vocabulary words. Whatever new words we are giving them, we should tell them that make a separate notebook where you should write down the words, meanings, and this will add to their vocabulary. If they will not have vocabulary, they cannot improve, because in order to speak you need to have words, and these words will come once we start giving them words and when they start learning from their surroundings. So they should keep a separate notebook where they should pen down the vocabulary words, whatever is coming to their mind, and in this way they will be able to understand complex sentences while reading as well as in writing. Number 6, express an awareness of social and environmental issues. They should be able to express whatever is happening in the surroundings. They should be able to express about the social issues. They should be able to express about the environmental issues, about the environmental changes. They should be able to, easily express themselves in English. Number 7, read and interpret critically the text in different contexts. Verbal and pictorial method, like the braille method where the children are unable to see, they should be able to even do it without seeing, but by touching they should be able to respond, and they should be also be able to tell or act as, they should read the picture and they should be able to express themselves both orally as well as in written format. Dear learners, we have to understand that the first school of a child is their home, and families play an important part in making the children understand, learn things, because that is the home is their first school and mother their first teacher. So we have to bring them in confidence. We have to organize parent orientation program. We have to call them to school and we have to make them understand that why this approach of English language has been started and why there's a switch. So organizing informative sessions and workshops is the need of the hour. We have to organize such informative sessions and workshops at school where we can give them a knowledge as to why there's a shift, as to why we want them to speak in English. Number 2, we have to offer resource help to the parents, especially to the parents who are not proficient in English. We have to give them the material. We have to provide that support to them so that what we are expecting from our children, as I told you, this is a tripod system and we have to all work in collaboration. This goal cannot be achieved until and unless the parents come into picture and help us attain our goals. So we have to provide them with that study material, with those resources which they can help in guiding their children at home. So that study material which will be related to basics of English can be taught to them. Then number 3, maintaining open lines of communication. We have to be open for discussions. We have to be open to their suggestions, open to their feedbacks, and we cannot be very strict with it. Whatever it's coming up from them, we have to understand what they want to say and we have to be open to the feedbacks and whatever insights they are giving to us. Number 4, we can also share success stories of schools in the region where this switch into English has actually led to a positive outcome in the students, where students have actually been able to gain some kind of achievement because of this switch from Hindi to English. Moreover, we have to keep in mind that we cannot keep on focusing right from the very scratch that we have to start with them in English and we have to tell them, no, you cannot use Hindi. No, we don't have to apply this approach. We have to be bilingual right from the very beginning, and then yes, gradually and slowly when we start attaining our goals, we can ask them to be in English. But our main aim should be that the learning, understanding, comprehending should be in English, and that is only possible when we make the parents also understand this feature. Number 5, importance of bilingualism. Why is it important? If I have to say that गाजर को हम इंग्लिश में कैरेट बोलते हैं, कोई बुराई तो नहीं है अगर मैं बच्चे को ऐसे समझा रही हूँ कि हिंदी में हम इसे गाजर बोलते हैं और इंग्लिश में हम इसको कैरेट बोलते हैं. आलू, पोटैटो, इंग्लिश में हिंदी में ये आलू है, इंग्लिश में ये पोटैटो है. सो देयर इज नो हार्म इन बाइलिंगुअलिज्म. ये बच्चे की वोकैबुलरी को बहुत जल्दी improve करेगा. They will be able to relate it. हम बताते जाए that it is potatoes. Potato is considered to be a man's favorite vegetable. What is potato? Potato. We will keep on doing, but we will not explain as to what is potato. So there is no harm in being bilingual. The end point is understanding should be there. So bilingual approach can be there, and we have to tell the parents about the importance of this bilingualism. Then number 6, we can encourage and involve parents in decision making when it comes to extracurricular activities, when it comes to feedback, when they give suggestions that ma'am this can be done, or this way we can apply, or this approach we can apply. Because if they know people who are going to other schools and they are applying that approach to improve the proficiency in English, of course we should be open to feedbacks. And as I told you, learning is an ongoing process, and we can learn anything from anybody whenever we want to learn something. Number 7, offering resources and support materials in native language which would help them understand and navigate the changes effectively. They can also understand that why is this switch, and why is it important that multiculturalism is welcome. Why? Because it is the need of the time. It is a 21st century modernization, globalization, and one of the languages, if a child wants to go abroad and work, and if they want to keep on coming, because if the child is proficient in English, of course there are levels. Like if you have to go to work to UK, if you want to settle in UK, you have to clear the IELTS. You must be aware of that. But in order to clear the IELTS, if you are proficient in English right from the very beginning, much efforts will not be required. So being proficient in English opens the international market for you. It also makes you economically strong. Your chances of getting appointed in multinational companies also become easy. This is how we have to make the parents understand, so that they are able to relate as to why this switch. And yes, if there are certain schools where children have been able to gain success, we should share those success stories with them. So last but not the least, dear learners, from this training module, I would just like to emphasize on the importance of the proficiency of English language by approaching to bilingualism in teaching, of course following the NCERT pattern. And why is it important that we have been asked again and again to start providing instructions in English? Because it is the need of the hour, and at the end, if we are able to attain our goals. Why? Because if a child must be very, very intelligent, he must be super intelligent. But what if there is a conference, there's an international level conference, and if a child goes and he's unable to express himself, सारा का सारी चीज धरी की धरी रह जाएगी. जितना भी हमने उसको पढ़ाया है, जितना भी स्कूल में टीचर्स ने उसके पीछे मेहनत की है, अगर वो उस चीज को एक्सप्रेस ही नहीं कर पाएगा, बाहर जाते हैं हम लोग, कभी इंटरनेशनल लेवल के कितने सारे कॉम्पिटिशन्स होते हैं, वहीं बच्चे अगर आपस में नहीं डिबेट एक्लेमेशन से ढंग से पार्टिसिपेट कर पाएंगे, फिर क्या फायदा. दैट इज व्हाई द नीड ऑफ द आवर, वी हैव टू सी द नीड ऑफ द आवर, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दिस अप्रोच ऑफ English has been given. So dear learners, I hope this training on this module of capacity building amongst the primary teachers, being giving emphasis on English as a medium of instruction in classes 1 and 2 was helpful for you. And also, if you want to see such more videos related to English, you can also go through my YouTube channel English Winglish by Rakhi Sharma. So do not forget to like and subscribe English Winglish by Rakhi Sharma too. Stay tuned and thank you.